again. It's your boy King Moses, live from the porch, man, having some technical difficulties. I'll be able to fix this and make it work or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to be expecting too many people up here live, man. I've been working and going to whatever, so I ain't been able to check in and do what I need to do, whatever. But work will be lightening up or whatever, and I'm still working on that technology to get everything right or whatever, to get everything straight. So more coming soon or whatever, man. But yeah, man, I just wanted to go on the porch and talk about this Ja Morant thing or whatever, and then just a whole bunch of other stuff, man. Because, like I said, there's always something new every day with these freaknik babies and these gypsies, whether it's a man or woman. Always some stuff or whatever, and there's always some lessons to be learned, man. So again, I'm not no expert or whatever, but this is from my perspective. People can agree or disagree or whatever, or have thoughts about it, but I just had to speak on it because at the end of the day, we had to have a conversation about it because the cycle just keeps getting repeated over and over. And like I said, I care about the kids, so there's a lot of these kids that's just coming out here looking at stuff on the internet from some old misinformed people, whatever, think that that's the way to go, and it's just not, man. So I mean, let's just get started with the Ja Morant thing, whatever, man. Like, you know what I mean? My thing is, obviously, he did a dumb thing or whatever, waving guns on live. This is not the first time he did. This is the second time he got caught up with it. They told him what he shouldn't be doing. He already knew in the first place. Like, when, you work at a corporation or whatever, you know what I mean? They go through all that stuff. You feel what I'm saying? And this wasn't no one and done type of thing or whatever. Like, this is repeated stuff. So if they keep telling him you can't do certain stuff and you in violation of it, then you the one that's messing up the program. That's on you. Any consequences that come about with that is your fault. And you can't blame it or try to flip it like, oh, it's a double standard and all this other stuff or whatever. I mean, yes, he's a black young man or whatever. We already know how it is where you will have less leniency as far as what you do. But you already come into it knowing that's the case. So if you want to go ahead and stand up and fight for equal rights for people to do dumb stuff and get away with it, then by all means. But that ain't the way to go. So I see like people like Steven Jackson talking about all this stuff and trying to defend him or whatever, and what's wrong with owning the gun and all this stuff. It's not even about owning the gun, but we wouldn't even need to know all that stuff or whatever if he didn't post it on social media. And that's the problem with these young trick babies, and not even the young ones, but just people in general. Everybody want to be a superstar. Everybody want to be on TV. Everybody want to have some fame, clout. Everybody want to say, look at me, and just do a whole bunch of stuff for people to see that really don't care, whatever, but you just want the attention. And it's crazy. It's nasty work. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. They do say, oh, yeah, well, him owning the gun is not illegal. It's an open carry state. Okay, cool. That don't mean that you should post it on the internet or whatever. And because guns is not toys. Guns are not toys, but you shouldn't be doing certain stuff or whatever just because it's not illegal. I mean, you could go take a shit and go live or whatever, and there's nothing illegal about that. That doesn't mean you should do it. It's a lot of stuff out here in the world that just because it's not legal or ain't hurting nobody doesn't mean that you should do it. Like, that's some stupid shit. Like, all for some goddamn likes and attention and some gratification of some people on Elon Musk's Twitter and on Al Gore's internet that don't really give a damn about you. Because ain't nobody sending no real thoughts and prayers to Ja Morant for him losing endorsements and doing all this other shit. Nobody give a damn about that. They just want to be entertained. And looking at your downfall is entertainment for them. Something for people to talk about. So they don't care. But like I said, a lot of people look up to Ja Morant. They see NBA Youngboy because he up there playing that damn nonsense music, whatever his shit. So they see that shit and just be like, oh yeah, this is the way to be. This is the way to go. Until shit get real. Shit start happening. And then another thing that kills me is motherfuckers keep on talking about, he's not about that life. My thing is this: why are we celebrating that life in the first place? Like, why are you celebrating a person that come from, from the ghetto or the hood, that then been in and out of jail, then shooting people, selling drugs, and doing all this criminal activity? Why are we celebrating that? We've been doing that. So when you get people like Ja Morant that don't come from that background, they seek that type of lifestyle because you've put it at a level where it's supposed to be like a badge of honor. People are going to be infatuated with it. So you're going to have people who want to try to emulate that, even if they're not from that background, and don't need to do it. Y'all don't tell them about the fucking people that grew up in that stuff, that don't do none of that shit, that made it out. But you want to, gratify the gangbangers and the real niggas and all this shit because he went to jail and sold some drugs and sold some dope. But don't tell the backstory. Don't tell about all the bullshit and how they regret doing it and wish they could, live a better lifestyle. Y'all out here playing goddamn movie characters. This is not a fucking movie. But y'all put this shit on a pedestal for kids that ain't grow up in that shit to want to emulate. And then get mad when they do it. Like, why you doing that? You ain't have to do all that. Y'all motherfucking parents ain't teaching them this is for entertainment purpose only. You're not telling them the story about, hey, well, if you do this type of stuff, this is the consequences that come behind it. You don't need to be like this or whatever. You should be happy that you grew up in an environment where you don't even have to worry about this. But y'all not telling this. But then you get mad at Ja Morant for seeing this shit or whatever, and be like, oh, well, you look like less of a man because you didn't grow up in the hood and you don't got a gun and you ain't showing it on Instagram. That's what y'all putting out there. So a lot of that's what's going on with this gypsy generation right now. And it ain't just the young kids. You got a lot of old heads that still out here doing this stuff. How many times you seen somebody's grandmother up there twerking and trying to go viral on TikTok or whatever, and IG wanted to be an IG model? I understand that y'all wanted to be celebrities back in the day and the technology didn't allow you to do so and you couldn't get on no movies or no TV shows, but just because this goddamn social media is available, don't act like you don't know how to behave yourself. Well, clearly you don't. And then and if you don't know how to behave yourself, how are you going to expect the young kids to behave themselves? Because they following you, they see what you're doing. If you're not taking it serious or whatever, you're just doing the same old dumb shit, then why wouldn't they? Shit crazy out there doing OnlyFans, prostitution, all this old wild bullshit or whatever, old wild horny corny shit, eating this honey peck of horny, doing all this wild shit. And then they're like, oh yeah, well these kids should have known better. You don't know no better. How the fuck you ain't teaching them? Where all the big homies or whatever, pull them to the side like, man, you don't need to do all that or whatever. But I bet you if he came up with that money, you'll let him right in that damn game. You let him right up in your little entourage or whatever the case may be because he's paying you. You ain't going to keep him away from no danger. You just in it for yourself. That's what the fuck problem with a lot of these motherfuckers out here, whatever. Y'all just in it for yourself. You don't be worried about the people that come behind you or come after you. You just worried about your goddamn self. If it don't benefit you right immediately, if it don't benefit you right amount, like right away, and it's not a certain amount that you want, you don't give a fuck. Because you all in it for yourself. You motherfuckers are selfish. So that's why I said I don't give a damn about this shit, because I know what it is to not have without whatever and not having a lot of help or whatever and being able to get it on my own or with minimal help. And I know that there's probably motherfuckers that's growing up now that was in my position. I ain't gonna let them goddamn fall to the wayside. I'm gonna give them some goddamn game. I'm gonna give them some guidance. I'm gonna give them some help as much as I can. But I'm also going to tell the whole fucking story. This is the right, this is the wrong, this is the consequences, this is the rewards. These are the options. This is the path that you can take. If you take this path, this is what comes behind it. After that, you make your own decision. And if you make a decision that's wrong or right or whatever, this is what you can do to try to rectify it. You motherfuckers ain't telling these motherfuckers this shit. You just doing shit. Just crazy, man. But like I said, I ain't gonna go too much into it or whatever. I just had to, say my little piece. Because like I said, man, motherfuckers gonna keep on doing it. And like I said, as long as some dumb shit is always going on, there's always gonna be a conversation to be had, and everybody gonna be going back and forth about it or whatever. And then after a month or two, life goes on to the next dumb shit. I'm sick of it. Sick of this gypsy generation. Everybody just going on doing shit fucking for clout and all this bullshit. And like I said, it's gonna get worse and worse for these kids, man. Motherfuckers is growing up to a computer and a TV and the internet. That's what they're getting taught by. That's what they're getting influenced by. Not by these parents or these mentors or whatever the fuck. Shit, if these kids getting influenced by it, the goddamn parents is getting influenced by it because they letting it happen. Not saying nothing. So I don't know, man. Like I said, shit is disgusting. It's a whole bunch of nasty work. And like I said, I'm gonna just pray for these kids, man. So I ain't gonna spend too much time on it, man. Just wanted to get my little thoughts, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to share this link back out to the people, whatever. But yeah, like, subscribe, share, all that bullshit or whatever. And like I said, man, when my workload lighten up or whatever, I'll be back on here more often. I'm gonna get my goddamn technology shit right and get everything right like the way I want to, because I got a vision of how I want to do this shit. I'm gonna keep it real brief and short, but effective, whatever. So I'm gonna just keep on working, whatever. And like I said, this ain't for the no, this ain't for the show, this is for the no. You know what I'm saying? I don't be out here doing this trying to get 1 million followers or whatever. I'll take 100 motherfuckers that know what's going on and be able to pass the message, and it actually works. And people start to hear it. I don't give a damn about no goddamn followers and making no goddamn money. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I give a fuck about these kids and getting this world right and getting this goddamn this bullshit generation shit going on with this gypsy shit out the fucking way. That's what the fuck I care about. Not this old bullshit that's going out here right now, whatever, with everybody want to go on, like, just want to be fucking seen, just to be seen. Ain't saying shit, ain't doing shit. And then not realizing the motherfucker, everybody seeing it or whatever, how they gonna take that shit? Just be doing shit. It's crazy, man. But I'm gonna share the link out to the people that I shared it to before, whatever, because I messed up on the first link, and I'm gonna go ahead and get shit right or whatever. So like, subscribe, share, all that bullshit, and leave in the comments what you think or whatever, whether you agree, disagree, you got any thoughts or whatever, and all that shit and all that. So it's your boy King Moses, live from the porch. I'm out.